Hello everybody, Hyreztrom here, and welcome to Pokemon FireRed. This is the series that I will be running alongside Sacred Stones. Now, you've probably heard me speak a bit about Pokemon, because I play a lot of Pokemon. Pokemon is one of my favorite franchises, it's something I've grown up with, it's essentially in my blood. But because of that, I'm not just gonna play Pokemon. That's not interesting. At least, while I'm in it will be, eventually, but not right now. For now, I'm gonna do something I haven't done yet. I'm going to do a catch-em-all run. Which means, every single Pokemon in the first 151 of the Pokedex, I'm going to catch in this playthrough. All of them will be used at least once. I have certain parameters that I'm going through for myself to make sure that I don't do anything too dumb. I don't have to read any of this is not important. I do also have a few things in place to make this a little bit easier, which I'll explain in a second.
Hello there, glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets, others use them for battling. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. But first, tell me a little about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or are you a girl?
I, myself, I'm a male.
Let's begin with your name. What is it?
My name? I haven't considered this, actually. Because I could use my regular name. That's not fun. Actually, you know what? I have an idea. I'm going to make my name in the playthroughs of Pokemon that I might be doing. Up until my favorite generation is all going to be, weird misspellings or mispronunciations of my name. So the first one I'm going to be doing is Zen.
Right, so your name is Zen.
I'm sure that this will, bite me in the ass at some point, but whatever.
This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you both were babies. What was his name now?
I could go with Green or Gary, but that's not fun. I'm going to name him after somebody I know. I'm actually going to name him after, I guess, somebody who would count as my voice acting rival, even though we're friends. We're chums. Hey, Ken. How you doing, buddy?
Was it Ken? That's right, I remember now. His name is Ken. Zen!
I just realized they rhymed. Oh, no.
Your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go!
Okay. So, one of the things you may have noticed there was that, all the words were fast. I'm not actually gonna move my text speed, because that could kind of fuck stuff up. Let's just move the frame to this one, because it's the one I like. So I have everything set to, its fastest setting already, because I used I've used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to turn off trade evolutions. And I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I've done, and, made the text speed faster. And I've done this because technically, as much as I want to do this as a catch-em-all run, I can't actually do that. It's technically impossible. I can't catch every single Pokemon in this one game. And because I'm using a completely legal way of playing this that isn't an emulator, trading is going to be really difficult to do. I can't actually do that. So, the one thing I've done is I've turned off trade evolutions, so some Pokemon that would evolve through trading will actually evolve by level up instead. And another thing that I've done is, that I'm going to do, is from this episode onwards, all the Pokemon that are in Leaf Green that I wouldn't be able to get otherwise are going to be in the box. But I am not allowed to use them at all up until they are first available. And when I say first available, I mean the first town that they're available in, not necessarily the first time they're able to get it. Staryu, for example, is a Pokemon that, I'm pretty sure you can only get after Vermilion City, but you can technically first find in Cerulean. So, we will first be able to use it in Cerulean City. Right, all boys leave home someday, I said so on TV. Oh yes, Professor Oak next door was looking for you. Now I've already played Pokemon, so I know to just immediately ignore that statement and just go this way instead. I'm also playing this with a control stick, which feels kind of odd.
Hey wait, don't go out! It's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for your protection. I know, here, come with me.
while this is going on, another thing that I'm going to be doing, as we get into these starters, is I'm actually going to cover my opinions on all of these Pokemon, but they're going to be recorded, on the side. So, like, when we go into a new route that has, like, new Pokemon, I'm gonna cover them, like, oh, this is the new Pokemon we can catch, this is my opinions on them. And then, whenever something evolves, I will cover how I feel about the evolution. I feel like it's interesting to do this, just because, like, it's a catch 'em all run, I may as well cover every single Pokemon.
Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Haha, I'm Sonic.
Oh god.
Ken, let me think. Oh, that's right, I told you to come, just wait. Here, Zen, there are 3 Pokemon here. Ha! The Pokemon I held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. But now in my old age, I have only these 3 left. You can have one. Go on, choose. Hey, Gramps, no fair. What about me? Be patient, Ken. You can have one too.
So yes, as I go over these 3 Pokemon, I'm going to cover, at this moment, only their base forms. I will cover their evolutions when they evolve, but for now it will only be these, and I feel like that's just a better way to fraction it, plus it allows me to have more information in different episodes. But, all the opinions of the Pokemon are going to be recorded, like, on the side, so if they seem a little bit, like, off, or, like, the transition is a bit odd, I apologize in advance. I'm gonna try and make sure that I leave enough space for me to go. Here's the information. So, the first one is Bulbasaur. Okay, so the good thing about doing this is that I get to start off with one of my favorite Pokemon. Bulbasaur is just great. It makes the game easier to start off with Bulbasaur compared to Squirtle and Charmander, which is pretty nice. But I just really like Bulbasaur as a Pokemon. I like how it worked in the anime. Plus, you can kind of tell from its initial stat distribution that it already has a bit of, like, a specific role in its special attack and special defense being higher. I mean, Bulbasaur's adorable to me. Bulbasaur is, like, my favorite Gen 1 starter, so you can kind of tell which one I'm going to be going with here. But, you know, like, it's 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. It's great. Yeah, if you couldn't tell from that, I really like Bulbasaur. Do I want to go with Bulbasaur? Well, not quite yet. Let's see what the other 2 are. The next one is Squirtle. If I had to pick which Pokemon out of the 3 original starters is the most merchandisable, I would have to say Squirtle. Looking at Squirtle's design, it is so cute. And I don't know if anyone else was like this, but I know me personally, I thought that Squirtle's name was a mix of squirrel and turtle because of its big tail. It was my brain not realizing that it's a squirt turtle. Like, its names are dumb, it's weird. But as with Bulbasaur and Charmander, you can see that, its defense and special defense are what it, focuses in. Focusing in specific places for these Gen 1 Pokemon is actually really interesting because it makes you pick. Like, if you know this information, it can allow you to pick based off of how you play, instead of like, oh, I mean, I like this one more, I like this one more. So, you know, it's pretty interesting to do that. But Squirtle, I mean, like, there's nothing bad that I can say about Squirtle. It's really good, despite it supposedly being the, like, middle stage for, like, how easy or hard you can make this game. I've played through this with Squirtle quite a few times, and I've never really had that much issue. But maybe I'm just a really good team builder. I don't know. But, yeah, Squirtle. Squirtle's a good boy. Squirtle is a very good choice. I've never, like, had issues with using a Squirtle. I've used both Bulbasaur and Squirtle before in the past. And the final option is Charmander. Charmander. A fan favorite. I'm not that big on Charmander. Not that I hate it, it's pretty cute, but like, I've never really used a Charmander and had a good time with it. Like, I've never had a terrible time, but just, you know, it's never been, fun, in a way. Which is a damn shame, because they actually buffed Charmander in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think it's level 13, it learns Metal Claw, which makes it go through the first gym really easy, which was an issue that it had in Red and Blue, which is why I'm playing Fire Red and Leaf Green and not the other versions. You can tell from its stat distribution it starts off like special attack and speed, and actually looking through it, as it evolves, its speed stat slowly gets worse, and its special attack slowly gets higher. So you can tell that like by the time it becomes a Charizard, it's actually pretty strong, but still, like, it's fast, but not as fast. Like, you can tell that it's like faster here, but when it evolves, it like becomes slow, if that makes any sense. I don't know. We'll get into the stats when that happens. But for now, you know, Charmander's a good choice if you just really like Charmander. But understand that, like, the first few gyms are going to be a pain for you, because the first 2 gyms are rock type and water type. So you're going to have a tough time. You're going to need people to help you. Yeah, my opinion on Charmander is kind of, you know, not the most agreed upon. And it's a shame, because I'm going to have to say no to Charmander. The way that I'm planning on doing these Pokemon series is picking my favorite out of the bunch, and as you could tell from the way I spoke, Bulbasaur is my favorite. So we are gonna go with Bulbasaur, who's a good boy. I should also say, these are actually, sound foam just fell. Excuse me for a second while I explain. So the Pokemon in this game in particular are actually arranged in, easy, middle, and hard mode. So Bulbasaur is easy mode, Squirtle is like middle of the road, and Charmander is hard mode, because overall, the gyms of this game, Bulbasaur has the best time through them, at least early on. Do I want to give a nickname to Bulbasaur? Yes. I'm going to give nicknames based off of their final evolutions. So you are going to be Vinny. Hey Vinny, how you doing? Vinny is like the usual name I give to my Venusaurs, I guess. Oh god, Charmander. But yeah, I just really like Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's cool. But you've probably listened to me speak about it for a little bit too long in the thing, so you know, whatever.
Wait, Zem, let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on.
Ken, if you're watching this, please understand that I love you so very much, and that I would never do anything to tarnish your good name. But god damn it if it isn't great to voice Gary as fucking Sonic. Rival Ken would like to battle. Is there, like, okay. So because this is Fire Red and Leaf Green, it will tell you how to play Pokemon. I'm not gonna read through this. If you don't know how to play Pokemon, basically attack a Pokemon until it dies. There are other ways to play it, but I'm gonna try and play these games pretty casually. Like, I know what Pokemon are good. Well, I know what Pokemon are viable, because I play this game competitively. But I'm not necessarily gonna go for that, you know? Like, as much as I like, let's say, Gengar and Snorlax, I might not end up using them. Like, at the very end, I mean, I'm gonna use all the Pokemon at least once, but like, at the very end of this game, I might not use them. Like, when we have to go through the very, very end, I hate that was a speed tie. I just want to put that out there. I hate that was a speed tie, because that basically meant that it was based off of luck who won there. I did pick up the potion, and I could have used it there, but I wasn't going to. Like, keeping the potion is just pretty nice, especially because early on in this game in particular, money is dumb. Money is, like, really dumb, especially because most of my money is going to be spent on Pokeballs. But, like, the experience that we just missed out on will be fine, because I'll get it through this. Oh, this is another thing I should say. I'm not going to actually cover any of the Pokemon in this route until we're able to catch them, which will be soon. But, like, you'll know my opinions by the end of this anyway. Like, words are hard. Like, I know I should be talking about the game, but I just kind of want to take this episode to talk about how I'm planning on doing this. Like, for example, the starters, right? I can't get Charmander and Squirtle, by legitimate means, unless I traded one over, which I'm not going to do. Because again, trading is difficult with my totally legal methods that I have. I do own a copy of FireRed, so technically me using an emulator isn't actually bad. But, just understand that if you do use an emulator, be honest with yourselves, because it's not the best thing. And yes, you can tell that I'm using it on an emulator because I'm using the speed up button. It just helps. It just helps. Like, god damn it, I don't want to have to wait through this. But yeah, so, the starters we can't get. So the way that I'm gonna do with the starters is, where you can get them in Pokemon Yellow, and the level that you can get them at in Pokemon level is what they'll be put into in the game as. That does mean that I'm pretty sure Squirtle in particular will be at a bit of a disadvantage when we get him. But, you know, whatever. I've also set a couple of personal rule parameters. For example, as much as it would be great to have all 3 starters on one team, by the end of this game, I'm not allowed to use all 3 at any time. If I want to use Squirtle, or I want to use Charmander, I'm going to have to take out Bulbasaur, and put them in instead. So, like, I can only use one of Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. Another thing is, depending on the gym, I'm not allowed to specifically make a team that will destroy the gym. I want to make it so that at the start... yeah. I'm gonna make it so that at the start of this game, like, I'm only allowed to bring in one Pokemon that's specifically good against the gym. So, like, the first gym, for example, is Rock. That means that I'm only allowed to bring in Vinny or another Pokemon that I know we can catch around this area. Should I use my potion? No. I'm too... Ooh, please be able to run. Okay, cool. I'm too... What's the word? I'm too specific about this. I'm gonna cut out any time that we, like, go back to rest from now on, by the way. Just because nobody has to see all of this. I'm also just gonna, like... I know that I just said I'm trying to, like, not use my skip function. But, you know, it's pretty useful to use. Basically, I'm actually gonna take this a little bit longer just to explain. So, yeah. So, essentially, only... Ooh! Level 7 learned Leech Seed. Nice! I'm only allowed to use either Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander. I'm not allowed to use 2. I'm not allowed to use all 3 on the same team. Just because they're all made to be pretty good. And using all 3 is a bit much for a catch-em-all run. Another rule is I'm only allowed to bring 1, at least at the start, of a Pokemon that can absolutely decimate the gym. And another rule is I'm not allowed to have more team members on my team than the gym leader has. Just because, again, makes it a little bit more interesting for everybody. Like, it gives me some parameters to play at. It gives you guys some parameters that you may not have seen much of. And also, most of my items are going to be used on Pokeballs anyway, so zoinks. I'm pretty sure that's everything. I can't think of anything else right now that I might add some rules on the fly, depending on how I see how things are going. But, yeah. Also, because this is a Pokemon playthrough, there's going to be a lot of random battles. And if I can, I would prefer to skip them. So, you're gonna see a lot of, cut fights. And I hope that you're okay with that, because not all these fights are gonna be interesting. Unless I'm, like, specifically talking over, like trainer fights I'm not gonna skip past. But, like, I'm not gonna cut. But, random battles I'm gonna be cut. Not as much as possible, but, like, you know. Wherever I feel is necessary.
You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What's that? You have something for me.
I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not timing this right now. So the general idea is that we should end this episode on the second route that we're able to go to.
It's the custom Pokeball. I had it on order. Thank you. Gramps.
Oh god, that wasn't Sonic.
I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Haha, Sonic.
I'm sorry.
Oh, right, I have a request for you two. On the desk, there is my invention, the Pokedex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Zen and Ken, take these with you.
Zen received the Pokedex from Professor Oak. I wish I had the foresight to name myself Zen with 2 N's, just so that Zen and Ken made sense.
You can't get detailed data on Pokemon by just seeing them. You must catch them in order to obtain complete data. So here's some tools for catching wild Pokemon.
And now we have Pokeballs.
When a wild Pokemon appears, it's fair game. Just throw a Pokeball at it and try to catch it. This won't always work, however. Healthy Pokemon can escape. You have to be lucky. To make a complete guide on all the Pokemon in the world. That was my dream, but I'm too old. Can't get the job done. So So I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps, leave it all to me. Hey, Zen, I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Zen. Haha, don't bother coming around to my place after this.
Okay, I'm not actually sure, like, okay. The Gen 3 games have, like, limited bag space. And I'm not sure if it's limited based off of all the items in your bag, which doesn't make any sense, or if it's based off of, like, specific pockets. So I'm still gonna pick this up, even though I don't need it. If you might need the town map, there you go. It's very useful to have if you tend to, like, really pick up and play Pokemon. Like, you pick it up, leave it for a while, and then come back. Is Vinny leveled up? Oh, yeah, let's actually check Vinny. I didn't do this. Sassy nature. I don't know if that's good for it. I think my one is sassy, so it might be a really good nature for it. Special attack. It looks like it's special attack up, speed down, which is very nice. Especially because Vinny's a grass type. Leech Seed doesn't do damage in the usual sense. It is like a, is it an 8th or a 16th? I'm not sure. But either which way, who cares? Because now we're going to get onto the Route 1 and cover the first 2 Pokemon that we can encounter, which are
Rattata's a rodent boy. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. There's nothing really interesting about it, it's just there, it's weirdly purple for some reason. It does a job of being pretty versatile, which is pretty nice for if you're starting out, but like, I personally am not a big fan of Rattata, which is a shame because I know it has its uses, but just, I'm sorry guys, for all you 2 Rattata lovers out there. So, Gen 1 designs have this really interesting thing with simplicity that I think shows most within Pidgey. Pidgey is just a pigeon. It's just there. Like, you can catch it, and you'll have it on your team and it will evolve, but like, I've not heard anyone actively say, oh, Pidgey and its family are some of my favorite Pokemon. It's like, yeah, you know, they're alright. Like, nobody hates Pidgey, but nobody inherently loves Pidgey. And it's a bit of a shame, because it has its uses for being an early bird type Pokemon, but it's just not the best one, is it?
And as you can see, we've ran into a Pidgey here, and this is going to be difficult, because I don't know if this Pidgey has Gust. I don't think it does. I think it learns it at level 5? I hope it learns it at level 5, because I'm planning on catching it right now. But you're going to see something interesting about how I'm doing this. I'm not just going to catch it and then just, you know, let it evolve. Bitch, get back in that Pokeball! Excuse me! Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I'm not just gonna, like, you know, catch it, be like, haha, I caught this Pokemon, yay! And then leave it like that. Oh no! I am literally catching all of these Pokemon. This will be the Pidgey that we'll use. And you evolve into Pidgeotto, so let's give you a P name. What's a good... What sounds like a pilot name? Pirio. Let's call you Pirio, like this. I don't know, it's just a name that popped into my head, but I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm too used to playing the DS games. But so this is our jolly-natured Pidgey. Let's go. Jolly nature, if I remember right, is speed up, special attack down, which is very, very nice for a Pidgey. I'm gonna go heal up, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, so I'm not doing this in the like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna catch it, let it evolve, and that will count. No, I am literally catching these Pokemon. So like this Pidgey here, also being caught. Yes, this does mean that we technically have 2 Pidgeys. I'm gonna name you Pip, because you'll be like our regular Pidgey. And then like I'm gonna get another Pidgey, and I guess that one will be our Pidgeotto. So like I'm gonna have like 2 of a, like I'm gonna have a lot of duplicates basically. How have I? Oh, oops. I'm gonna keep that one in just because that was funny. But yeah, so you're gonna see me have a lot of duplicates. In fact, I'm gonna take the time after this episode is done to note down what Pokemon go into each box. Like for now, I know I'm putting Pip in here, but Pip might not. I think Pip goes around here in the Pokedex. I'm gonna be arranging these in Pokedex order basically. So you're actually gonna see me put in a Bulbasaur and a Venusaur here because our Bulbasaur is gonna turn into a Venusaur. But you know, once that's done, everything is fair game. I'm gonna like put in all the Pokemon out of this episode that we wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So you're gonna see that these boxes might be pretty full. But just ignore that. Continue box operations now. There is one other Pokemon that we haven't caught on that route yet, as you heard me talk about. It is a Rattata. But before I go do that, I need Pokeballs. And this is where things are gonna get interesting for me, because my money being spent on Pokeballs is very, very frightful. And I could, like, there's a few Pokemon, like Rattata, where I can catch their evolved form later on, but that's just not interesting. Evolution is much more interesting, and there's a Rattata right now. I didn't actually expect to run into one immediately. I'm kind of glad I did, because it just saves me time, and it saves you time as well. I don't know what to name it, because it's going to be a Raticate. This one's going to be the Raticate. Basically, like, the first one I catch is going to be the one that we evolve, which is why it's important that I nickname them, so that I know which one is which. I don't know. It has to be an R name. Let's call you Randy. Fuck it. Like, you're gonna become a big dumb rat. Your name may as well be Randy.
Hey there, Randy. How you doing, Randy?
I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna run away again. There we go. Okay. Running away doesn't take too much time, especially if I'm holding the speed up button, which I should stop doing. But hey, you know what? First episode, everything's a little bit awkward for everybody. It's fine. It's cool. You're a girl, Rattata. I can't name you Randy. What's like a weirdly gross name for a girl that begins with an R? I don't think I've heard a name for a girl that begins with an R. Your name is Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda. How you doing, Rhonda? Is Rhonda a gross name? Not really, but hey, you know what? For now, it works. I'm trying to remember if there's 2 or 3 Pokemon on the next route. It should be, 2? Should be 2. But I'm actually pretty lucky, because... Oh, did I only catch 1 Rattata? I mean, not one Rattata. Only 1 Pidgey. Oops. I'm gonna go fix that, like, right now, so give me a second. Okay, I am back. I caught Podon. Pirio grew to level 5 in the time it took me to find it, and he learned Sand Attack, which is a disgustingly useful move for something so early on. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna explain Pokemon moves to you, because that would take way too long. You know what, Podon, you're the lower leveled one, so I'm gonna make it Pip and Pirio are gonna be the 2 that we try and evolve. Just because, you know, it's gonna make it easier. I could, like, go and evolve some Pokemon off screen when it comes to it, because I am gonna need to grind up a lot of these Pokemon, which will take forever. But, you know, whatever. We're gonna go through the next 2 Pokemon that are on this route, and we're gonna catch them, and then that should be where we end it off. But, yeah. I mean, I'm glad that I decided to finally do a Pokemon game, just because I really like Pokemon. Like, this is gonna be... Like, this and Fire Emblem are gonna be, like, the 2 active game series that I go through, because Fire Emblem is something I want to play more of, and then Pokemon is just something I love. So, like, doing something that I know and doing something I don't know sounds like a good idea. But speaking of stuff we don't know yet, let's go over the new Pokemon that we can find in this area. Spearow's design is one that I can appreciate more than Pidgey's.
on the basis that even though it's just a sparrow, it is way more likely to kill you than a Pidgey is, and I kind of enjoy that. The fact that the first place you can find it has a 5% encounter rate is a bit of a pain, but whatever, it's actually pretty worth it. I've used Spearow a few times, and I've had a good time with it. Like, I don't hate Spearow and I don't hate Fearow, like, they're good Pokemon. It's also surprisingly strong for, like, how early on you can catch this thing. Like, base 70 attack at level, level 5, level 4 that you can catch it. Surprising and nice at the same time. Amongst the list of Pokemon that people didn't really use, but still probably sort of like, Mankey is the one that I have actually used, and I actually really like Mankey because of it. Like, it's not the best fighting type in Gen 1, I'm not gonna say and pretend like it is, but it's had its uses whenever I've used it, and you know what? I appreciate it for being where it is so early in the game, that if you had a Charmander, for example, you could just pick it up and be like, yep, there we go, Brock sorted. Yeah, I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with, my sound phone just fell. It is currently on my, screen. Not on my screen, on my, desk. Oh, and I just hit my mic stand. Everything is going smoothly right now. You know what? I'm gonna need to, like, make myself a note. Put up sound foam better. Like, just make the sound foam go up better. Why is this taking so long? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Oh, never mind. I don't need to be right back. Here's Mankey. As I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, yeah, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Mankey. I've used it quite a bit, but, oh man, like, it's one of those Pokemon that I can feel at certain points. I'm like, oh, you just, like, hard fell off. And I'm so sorry. But that's just how it be in this son of a bitch Earth. Mankey was caught. Nice. So you're the Mankey that we're going to be using. Let's see, you evolve into a Primate. So your name's going to be P. You know what? I know what your name's going to be. It's easy, but it works. What up, Porkchop? Some of these names are going to be, like, actual names, and the rest of them are just going to be, like, Porkchop. I'm going to go heal, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, as you remember from that, from what I was saying about these Pokemon, fucking, what's his name? Spearow, whose name somehow disappeared from my mind for a second. Spearow is a little bit difficult to deal with. And now I'm gonna swap out into Randy because we haven't used Randy yet. Yeah, Spearow's a little bit hard to find because it's like a of course, as I say, oh yeah, this Pokemon's hard to find. We just find it. That makes sense for me. I keep holding down the speed button. Like, I'm basically using this as, like, A, a reason to play Pokemon, and B, like, a way to, like, train myself to stop using that goddamn speed up button. That's why Spearow is really good, actually. Spearow is really good early on because it very early, like, it has a very early, flying type move. Like, Pidgey doesn't have a flying type move yet. Spearow does. And in Gen 1, like, this is technically a Gen 3 game, right? But in Gen 1, Pidgey is even worse starting off than Spearow is, because Gust is a normal type move in Gen 1, but it's a flying type move in this game, which is good. You evolve into a Fearow, so F. Your name is gonna become Felez. I don't know how to pronounce that. I just know it's your name now. I now have to go find another Spearow and another Mankey, so I will be right back. Actually, I said I'd be right back. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go catch them off. I'm gonna go catch them off screen. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me catch these two Pokemon that you've already seen. But yeah, this has been the first episode. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have a very nice day. And I will see you next time. So, goodbye.